love you.
I love you back.
No, but I have to tell a little story. I hate squirrels, by the way.
Give me a high five on that.
No,
I love monkeys, though. Oh, they're cute, the little baby monkey.
But I want an outwitting book on deer because they're eating all of my roses.
Really?
Yes.
Do you have a salt lick?
No, but then they'll just come from everywhere. That would be a nightmare. But I have to tell you a story. So I'm on the airplane yesterday. I'm reading your article in Good Housekeeping.
Yeah.
Because I love you so much, I'm a little nervous. You know, when you really like someone, you're nervous. So my sister says, Renee, you got to read this article. So about 3 minutes into it, I start to cry. Oh, I say, Tony. And she looks at me, she goes, don't start. Now we are sobbing on the airplane. And I have to tell you from the bottom of my heart, God bless you for it, because the fact that you're so transparent and open and can touch people like that, I mean, that stays with me. And I just want to tell you, thanks for that.
Rene Russo!
You know, it means a lot that you can share that, because, you know...
You know, as you know, when you do an interview, you talk one-on-one, you know, when you connect with the person.
I know you do. I know, but a lot of people don't.
No, why did I say all those things?
Because you're helping a lot of people, that's why.
Well, thanks. It's lovely to meet you. How much does everyone love that Show Me Your Scar scene? So probably...
Oh, that was a good scene.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
I had fun with that scene.
Probably the most famous one from that film.
I like that one.
Yeah, it was good.
Mel's fun to work with.
You like doing those?
Well, he's
not too bad.
He's not too bad.
No.
Good kisser.
He's a good
Excellent kisser.
Ever worked with Mr. Cruz? No, just curious.
I have a little crush on him, too. What is that?
Renee, you and I, sister
You know,
friend.
it's true.
We're connecting on many levels.
And I don't necessarily want to sleep with him either. It's a crush.
It's a crush.
You know, it brings you back to high school days.
Exactly.
He was the cool guy. I was the geek. He was the cool guy. And I would just sort of, from afar, just have this dream. It wasn't a sexual one. It would just be, you know.
Now, were you a geek in high school?
Yeah.
You were?
I was a geek. You were a homecoming queen, I know.
Yeah, I was.
I was a geek, Rosie.
I wasn't the kind of homecoming queen who got all the cool guys. I was like the student council kind of homecoming queen. You know what I mean?
But I envied you.
Yeah?
I still thought you were cool. Yeah, no, I was a geek, but, you know.
Who was the cute guy? You remember his name?
Yes, I do.
What was it?
No, I'm on the spot. You know, I went to my 20-year reunion. What was his name?
Right out,
they were...
You just said on our show. We'll take mine out, too.
I didn't even know that.
I know you did. It was so cute, too. The way you did it was totally... What was his name? Very nonchalantly. Let me think. Yeah, a whole lot of editing going on. Let's just say while we're here.
I didn't even know. Oh, God. Oh, la, la.
Oh, boy, the mom. The letters are coming in fast and furious today. This used to be a live show. Can you imagine, Renee? The two of us would be on the unemployment line going, we had fun before they fired us.
Oh, God.
What was his name? Think of his name. Billy?
Klaus or something like that. Klaus, blonde kind of a thing.
The coolest kid was named Klaus?
Something like that. It's not... My sister's backstage, she would remember, but I went to my reunion and they still didn't talk to me, and I was turned into a geek. I went to my 20-year reunion. Ron Howard was there. I went to school with him.
Really?
I cut school to watch his television show, really. You know, all those morning shows. You're younger than I am, but I watched those morning shows until soap operas.
Right.
I would say don't drop out of school. I did drop out. Please stay in school. You have to make it up sooner or later, but I stayed home to watch television.
Yeah. I admit that I used to cut out, too. And before they invented the VCR, which I believe is probably the greatest invention of mankind, I don't know where I'd be with that. I taught my Nana how to work the tape recorder. My Nana, who lived with us, I taught her how to hit play and record to audio tape Ryan's Hope for me. Isn't that sick, Renee?
No, I understand. But you were homecoming queen, so I mean, how did you have time to do both? Well, TV and homecoming. When you do this show, that's how. That's why you can do this show and work like you do.
Well, I guess, but I'm tired today. But you know what I should say, honestly? I used to, like, take off at least one day of school a week. Now, I don't
We're going to get letters. You're going to get squirrel letters and parent letters.
Squirrel cursing and cutting out of school. Yeah. This is the greatest interview we've ever done, you and me. Really? Well, it'll be in the memory books. You know, the Rosie show was going well. Rene Russo, thriving film career. Then they met on her sets. The rest is history. We're going to be on the Love Boat reunion show. I know we're over, Rose, but we have to edit, so who gives a crap? Now, where did you grow up with your sister who's backstage?
Burbank.
Burbank, California?
Yes.
No kidding. Are your parents in the entertainment industry?
No.
Not at all?
No.
Anyone else in your family?
No.
No. Do they encourage you?
No, they didn't. No, and I didn't think about it. I mean, you know, in the olden days, in those days, you got a little thing to fill out. I mean, this is how far we've come. Now, the boys, their thing was like doctor, I don't know, anthropologist. The women were nurse, airline stewardess, that was a big one. But they had qualifications. You had to look a certain way.
Right.
And I thought, you know what, well, that's hopeless. I mean, why bother to even stay in school? So that was interesting. See, I have a daughter, so.
Yeah, and is that what you wanted? You didn't have aspirations to be an airline stewardess,
No,
did you?
No. No, I didn't have any dream.
You didn't have any?
I didn't.
You dropped out of school?
Did you?
I did.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to be a Broadway entertainer. I wanted to be Liza Minnelli, Bette Midler, Barbra Streisand. I wanted to be them. I didn't want to be like them. I literally wanted to be them.
Good.
I was a sick child.
I wanted to be Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger?
Go figure.
Did you like that kind of rock and roll music? Rolling Stones?
I liked Mick Jagger.
You liked him?
At the time. Then I worked with him later. He is charming. Have you met him?
Never met him.
Very, very charming. You should have him on your show.
Where'd you meet Mick Jagger?
I did a film, Free Jack.
Oh, when he was in that, that's right.
And I told him about my little crush.
What did he say?
He was unimpressed. I don't even think he heard me.
Really? So many people have probably already told him that.
Yeah, it's true.
What day are we?
Oh, it does open today.
It opens today, yes.
Oh, boy, we'll bleep that, too. We'll just bleep the show. And it does open. Crazy. But, you know, the kind of person, and you know the people that, well, it's like the people that sent the letters from the squirrel book.
Yeah.
They have like, they're tuned into animals in this different way, so they're like really offended. That was who she was, in a way. I mean, you know women that have more than 6 cats. There's just a different look to them.
Sure.
Now, we could be really careful here. And my mother is one of them. And they prefer animals to people, really.
Yes.
And that was Trudy, I think, in some ways.
And she was very rich.
She was rich.
And she made a family of apes.
Of chimps and apes and animals, and she lived on Long Island. And she raised a baby gorilla. For real.
For real. And what happened after she died?
After she died?
Did they die first?
You know, that's a good question.
You don't know?
I have no idea. But I know Buddy lived a long time. But longer than she did, I'm sure.
Renee, that'll be the sequel. What happened to her after the chimps were gone? Now you slept down to an hour and a half to God knows where. But I tell you, get there, there's 5 chimps sitting around a table eating breakfast. Like, so well-mannered, better than Rosie. My daughter's Rosie. Which I love that your daughter's named Rosie.
And, you know, and they're perfectly neat. They have their little clothes, or their diapers. They wear diapers. Yeah. Because, you know.
They wear diapers? Well,
they're not potty trained.
No.
No. So they wear diapers, and they're eating, and then they come over, and they get in your lap and hold you, and it's just, and they get really close, really, because they don't have a sense of distance, so they're just right in your face. You know, grooming you and looking at your nail. And when they hug you, when they want to hug, it's like when Parker really wants a hug. Yeah. So that part was sweet.
Do they scare you at all?
Yeah.
A little bit? Yeah.
Well, no, I didn't want to work with them. No. At all.
Really?
In fact, I said no. And the trainer said, please come, because I had been bitten 2 times before.
By chimp?
By a chimp and by a monkey. Well, one time...
Wait, not during the movie?
No.
You've been hanging out with a lot of chimps and monkeys?
No, I was hitchhiking in my youth. No, somebody else was hitchhiking in my youth, and I picked up a hitchhiker with a chimp. I know.
Renee!
I know.
You were driving a car and you saw a person with a chimp and you stopped and gave them a ride?
I did, Rosie.
Oh, my Lord, and what happened?
I did, and he got in the car, and I have no idea what I was thinking, and I'm driving down Sunset, and I'm turning onto Laurel Canyon, and the chimp, they're so strong, grabbed my arm, yanked me practically into the passenger seat. I almost crashed the car, and I realized then how strong they were. Scared the hell out of me. I was shaking across, like, Laurel Canyon. I drove them home anyway. I mean, that's how silly. I mean, I don't...